So today I'm just in the mood to film loads of stuff, and I know I'm really close to the camera and I'm really sorry if it's too close, but it just takes me so long to focus stuff these days. I just don't know what I'm doing. I have a new camera, as some of you have already very kindly noticed. Let me just press this autofocus button and see what happens. I don't know if anything just happened, because I'm absolutely useless with technology. My boyfriend was meant to come around and help me like sort the camera out and decide what to do. He hasn't been round for a little while because of Christmas and so forth, and I went to his. And by the way, how was everyone's Christmas? Like, Christmas was just amazing, and I will get into Christmas in a little bit, maybe in another video. Today I am going to paraphrase an email that I got from somebody, because I think it is a very, very relevant scenario to the modern day world. And somebody sent me an email. She wanted to remain anonymous. Most people want to remain anonymous, so I'm not going to mention her name. But basically she's saying that her and her best friend were like really close, and then her best friend about sometime last year got a boyfriend, and now this friend totally ignores her and basically doesn't spend any time with her, spends all her time with her boyfriend, and the only time she spends any time with her friend is when her boyfriend is not at school. So it sounds like they all go to the same school. She spends all her time with her boyfriend. When her boyfriend's not there, then she goes back to her friend, and her friend is starting to feel like their friendship is very affected, and she doesn't really know what to do about it. Can I just say, this is normal school stuff, because I remember going through the same thing. I remember friends jumping from one friend circle to the next best friend and having a new best friend like every week, and eventually they would come around in circles and they'd be your friend again. With boyfriends, it was very much a case of you just didn't see your friend that much because they wanted to spend all their time with them. I never really directly had this issue because I went to an all-girls school, but I do remember like friends moving from friends to friends to friends, and it being very easy for you to fall out with one of your friends, because that's just what happens. It doesn't take much to fall out with people at school. But anyway, irrelevant. If this is a really good friend of yours and you have been friends for a really long time and you haven't actually had a falling out, I generally think you need to have a conversation with them. And what you need to say is, you know what, I really miss us. I really miss us hanging out. I really miss girly chats. I really miss girly shopping. I just miss having my best friend around, and just be totally honest about it. And she may be feeling exactly the same way, or she may have not even realised that she was neglecting you for the fact that she comes and just sort of picks you back up when her boyfriend's not around. But I think it's really important to have the conversation with her and just to explain to her that actually you really miss your friendship. I think there are ways to do it rather than just being like, oh, I haven't got time for you anymore, like you just go and spend time with your boyfriend, I don't want to know you. I think there's a genuine way of, if it is actually your friend and you want to regain a friendship with your friend and you want it to be the same as normal, then I think you have to be totally honest with her. The other thing you can do is invite her around, like in the evening, invite her around for dinner, invite her around to the movies, go shopping on a Saturday together. If you can find time when she's not with her boyfriend, then I would be inclined to just say, look, just ask her to hang out with you sometimes if school is a bit harder because he's always around. I think generally it sounds like she just might not be aware of it. And also remember, in terms of your friend, this may be her first boyfriend, this may be her first like serious type relationship, so she's probably very excited about it. She's probably a little bit under pressure to kind of give the boyfriend what he wants in terms of the attention, because we all know what happens when the boy doesn't get attention. He basically might cheat on you, and it's the same sort of thing for him. If he gives her all this attention at school, then everything's great, so she gives all the attention back, everything's great. As soon as she starts to look like she's not spending as much time with him or not giving him much attention, he may then turn his attention to somebody else, or it may cause problems in their relationship. But I just think it's really important for you to have a discussion with your friend and just literally, honestly, just say to her, you know what, I don't want to come in the way of your relationship because you're my best friend and I want you to be happy, but I really miss us and I really miss spending time with you, and I don't want us to lose our friendship because of this, because there are plenty of people out there that have their boyfriend and have their best friend, and I just think that there should be some way of her actually knowing how you feel, because she may think that you don't care, she may think that you're not bothered, she may think that you understand, but I think it's really important to have that conversation with her before you completely lose her and you drift apart. Obviously, in the meantime, make friends with other people, make an effort with other people in the class, because If for whatever reason she doesn't understand the conversation that you're having, or she takes it the wrong way, then I guess it could cause a problem with your relationship. But I just think it's better that you say something to her and for her to understand what you feel, rather than for you to not say anything, for her to think that everything's okay, and just to kind of carry on feeling bad about it, because there's nothing wrong. And I think actually she might be really flattered that you come and say to her, do you know what, I really miss you. I don't want to come in the way of your relationship. I really care about you. You're my best friend. I want you to be happy. I just want to, you know, be able to spend a little bit of time with you without him there sometimes. Obviously, you understand that if you were in the same situation, you would probably spend a lot of time with your other half as well, because it would be exciting, it would be new, you'd be all over each other, it would be like you fancy the pants off each other, it would be like great being in a new relationship. And the last thing you want is your best friend turning around going, he's just getting in the way of us. That is not the way you want to pitch this, because she's obviously quite happy in this relationship, but she thinks that you're probably okay with it as well. And I just think it's really important to be honest with her if you don't want to lose that relationship. If you're not bothered, then I would just be inclined to say go and make other friends and just don't worry about her. But I just think sometimes if people don't know how you feel, they can't react to it. Whereas if you've told her and she still does the same thing, then at least you've told her, and then you know that she's choosing not to do anything about it. I hope this helps. I hope this isn't brutal. I feel like sometimes my advice videos come across as like very brutal, but I think sometimes when you're that young they have to be, because you dwell on things that are really insignificant in your general life. We've all been through this though, like I said, not just in a case of like boyfriends, but we've all been through this in terms of normal relationships, and how sometimes someone new will come along and you'll suddenly feel really neglected. That just happens. That's just high school. It's just how it works. But I just think, looking back on it, I wish I'd had more conversations with my friends about the friendship, and maybe then I would still be friends with a lot of them, whereas some friendships just kind of fizzled out, and I feel like a lot of that was because I didn't make the effort with them, or when we went to university I didn't make the effort back with them. And I just feel like sometimes that's sort of what happens, is like you regret stuff later on. So don't regret anything, like speak to her about it, pull her to one side, or just ask if you can invite her around for dinner, spend a bit of time with her in the evening, and, you know, make sure it's a day when he's doing football or something, so you know that she's free. Because the last thing you want is for her to go, oh no, he's coming round tonight, I don't want to see you, I'm busy. There must be one day in the week that they don't spend together, and just tell her that you miss her, and just be really open and honest with her. And like I said, you'll know how she feels from the way that she reacts. She's either going to be really flattered, or she's going to know your feelings and do nothing about it, in which case you just kind of move on, don't worry so much. Because if you're a really good friend, when shit hits the fan and they break up, like, she'll come straight back to you. So you kind of need to be prepared for that as well, because that's just what happens. At the moment when you're dating someone for the first time, you don't really take your friends' feelings into consideration. You just don't do it, because you just think, oh, my friends are happy for me, my friends are going to support me no matter what I do, my friends will be there for me if it all goes wrong. And you just make sure that you're a good person, and you just make sure that you're there for her if it doesn't work out for whatever reason. So yes, it was quite rambly, but I feel like I have a lot to say on the issue. So I will see you guys in the next video. Please do send me emails. My email address is me_Trisha60@hotmail.com. If you have any dilemmas or have anything to ask me, then please let me know. Some people I've noticed don't want me to make videos, so I'm just responding to them directly, and I hope it's okay. I'm really sorry if I haven't got round to everybody. I do have quite a lot of emails outstanding, but I promise you I read every single one of them. Even the rude, creepy ones that get sent as well, I'm still reading all of those. Thank you very much for your time, and I will see you guys in the next video.